Welcome back to the channel. Today I've got the brand new 2023 G70 i7 xDrive60. So this is our demo, or HEA in BMW speak, for all of our i7 pre-orders. We have actually a pretty decent amount. I think we have about 10 pre-orders for the i7. So this is based on the 7 series that we've had on the channel before. But obviously the big difference is electric power. So this one has dual motors, 536 horsepower and 549 torques. So it's very similar to the output on the 760i, but just electric power. This one's fairly loaded as well. So we do have the crystal daytime running lights in here. That's part of the executive package, which strangely enough is no longer available, at least on the 7 series. I'm not sure about the i7. Split headlight design. This is the M Sport version. So the 7 series, the regular gas-powered one, has M Sport as standard, and you can get the M Sport Professional. The i7, it's actually optional. This has got the M Sport package. And it's very similar to what we've seen on the 7 series already on the channel. You have our front grille here. So all these are in the middle here, all sensors related to the Driving Assistance Pro and other sensors. Emblem here outlined in blue for B&W I. Alright, so moving over to the side, you've got the style 908M wheels. They're bi-color. So like very classic B&W, so basically a 5-star design for the wheel. The M Sport brakes are in blue as well. You can also get them in black. It's the only 2 choices. We got P0s as the tires, so they're non-run flat. We'll take in Oxide Grey, which I believe first appeared on the M3. It's a very grayish color with a little bit of gold flaking as well. We'll take a walk around our i7 and show you some of the details here. This will be a first video, so I plan to have maybe at least another video, more in-depth look at the i7. So out back, obviously no exhaust ports, but a very aggressive rear apron, or rear diffuser, faux diffuser really. But everything else is basically the same as the 7 series. So we'll take a look at the trunk as well. Use our kick to open. Now it looks very similar, at least to my eye, in terms of size comparing to the regular gas-powered 7 series. Maybe a slight reduction in some space, but pretty good. Maybe only 2 bodies can fit in here, as to potentially 3. Alright, so we'll take in Oxide Grey here in direct sunlight. You see sort of that gold flaking coming out. I think a very good color. I think the side profile is probably the best angle. You can see the back side there, at least the trunk area. That reminds me of the first gen 7 series, the E23 7 series. Sort of maybe an homage to the first 7 series. I think the rear end looks pretty good. Side looks pretty good. When we get up here with the front, it's maybe a love-hate relationship with this one. Obviously it does look a lot more aggressive than the previous Gen 7 series. Big grills, and then you got the split headlight design. I'm still sort of getting used to this. So you see it on the X7 and then the XM as well. But Oxide Grey I think is a really good color. I think it suits the 7 series pretty well. Let's take a look at the inside of the i7 and go over some of the details as well. So automatic doors. So opening up, we have Tartufo leather. A little bit hard to see here with the sun and the glare, but very elegant brown. And the seats are very, very nice. You know, B&W individual stitching here, but very nice seat, very soft, very comfortable. You can see the steering wheel, I think, design is really, really good. A very nice, elegant M Sport wheel. Spacing here in the middle here for the spoke. But a very, basically aggressive steering wheel. So the flat bottom rim is the performance style steering wheels from B&W. But girth-wise, not too girthy. Like a good size. You have a boost function here. Let me zoom in. For your driving pleasure here to get a little bit more out of the power available to you. All right, so I'll turn it on. So iDrive8, no surprises there. I do have this in the digital art mode. A little bit harder to see here, but we can also close all the blinds and show you that as well momentarily. But otherwise, the interior is basically the same as the regular 7 Series. We've got the mirror glass oak trim here. A little bit difficult to see. It's really nice. It's really nice look to the interior with the gloss trim. Our cup holders here. So push to put it out of the way. Push again and it'll automatically retract. So I think a very nice touch there for an elegant cup holder. We got the crystal controls here for your gear selector. Obviously rear, drive, and then B mode as well. So one pedal driving. Parking brake will put the car into park as well. Got auto hold controller here, which I think doesn't feel as good as the regular iDrive controller. This new one doesn't give you the same sort of feel that you're probably used to. All right, so let me go ahead and we'll close all the blinds as well right now. Make it a little bit, hopefully a little bit easier to see. All right, so let's go over the pricing first. So the i7 xDrive60 starts at $119,300. Paint and leather are included. The driving assistance professional package, another $2,100. The wheels, the 21-inch wheels, add another $1,300. They also reduce your range. So the base wheels, typically for 20-inch wheels, roughly 318 miles of range. And at least in our experience right now, 99% charge. We were at a little over 286 miles, I think. Maybe around 286, 290 miles of range. M Sport Professional Package for another $950. $900 for the Parking Assistance Package. Executive Package 2, strange enough, $3,700. All these other things are included. So now we've got the theater screen. We'll show that in a minute. $4,750. And then the Bowers & Wilkins Diamond Surround Sound System for another $4,800. So it's a big increase, but you get some 4D sound. I'll show you how to set that up as well. And then total MSRP of $138,795. Now, obviously, you can add a few more options to this vehicle, including two-tone paint in the executive rear seat lounge as well, which this car does not have. So we can go into home. Go here. So one thing I want to note about charging. So this does have 2 years of unlimited charging through Electrify America. Go to charging here. Go all the way to the right. Now, one thing you want to do, if you do use Electrify America, do the preconditioned battery. So you will get the most output, or I guess technically input for the charging, for fast charging. For the i4 and iX, you're going to have to do basically into the navigation system, select a charging area or charging place that you want to go to, and then the car will automatically precondition the battery. So imagine maybe an update to iDrive8 will have this for the i4 as well as the iX. Also do location-based charging settings, so you can have that set up right away. And you basically remember your previous locations or saved locations. And that preconditioned battery will basically be automatically applied. That's one thing to note on that fast charging as well. All right, so we'll go into my modes. So different things you can do here. So theater would basically close all the blinds. I'll show you what that looks like behind me, because basically you cannot see outside the back here as a driver. So you do have relax drive mode here. And it does put on the massaging seats, which I actually don't really like that much for me, but you can turn them off pretty easily. And you can change sort of the start mode, so you can make this sort of your default setting for starting up the i7. You go into expressive as well, and that opens up some of those things here. So it opens up the panoramic blind, a little bit of relaxing music as well. We'll go ahead and switch modes here to efficient. That sort of changes things a little bit. And you also got sport. And within sport, you go to the settings here. So you can have the seat support, basically the side bolsters, change once you go into sport mode as well. All right, so go back to switch mode. And you got your personal settings as well. You can change some of those settings there. That could be your default start mode. All right, so go back into the digital art setup here. But that's it for the front of the car. We're going to take a look at the back seat as well. Use the automatic door there. There's our rear seat welcoming us. So I'll go ahead and I'll close the door here. The back seat, you got your trim up here on the head restraints as well for both the driver and the passenger side. So look at the controls here again. So you can change. This is where you can put the theater screen down. You can also do it from the front seat. But word of caution, so the position of the driver's seat matters. So if you have a tall driver or you're a tall driver yourself, you go back to the back seat to watch. Something say like while you're charging your i7. This won't fold down if it's too far back. So keep that in mind. It will warn you as well. So here's the theater screen up here. I'm going to fold it down. And that's what it looks like. So it's obviously it's an 8K display. And Fire TV, if you get it set up, you will need the eSIM 5G, which the car comes standard with, or a Fire Stick. And that's what you're going to be okay. So you can change all these things here. All right, so the other thing you do in the back here is change the settings here. So we'll go to theater. That basically reclines the back seat there, and it closes the blind if it was open for the panoramic moonroof. So pretty cool. So you can also do some seat controls in the back here. Let me zoom in so you can see this a little bit better. You change how this is working here. All the head restraints also work from there as well. So there's a lot of things you can do from the back seat of this car. So can't really get the theater screen working just because I don't have anything that's going to be streaming or anything like that. So maybe in the next video we can try and address that as well. Go back to display. And what we'll do is we're going to fold this up. And it goes all the way back to the top there. And then turns off. But obviously it's very comfortable in the back seat. Plenty of leg room, knee room, head room. You're going to be very comfortable in the back seat of the i7. And I guess goal for next video is to show some of the content on the theater screen, if we can do that. But obviously extremely comfortable. I mean, great seats in the back as well. All right, so we'll take one more walk around the i7 xDrive60 in Oxide Grey and take this in. So pretty good range. Obviously it's a large vehicle. It's extremely luxurious. Should also mention the xDrive Professional. You also get this rear spoiler in gloss black. A very good looking car, at least from most of the angles, except for maybe the front. The paint is really, really nice. Very nice metallic flaking. Brings out slightly different colors in Oxide Grey, which is also on the iX now as well. M60, of course, as well. M3 7 Series. But it's a really, I think, luxurious take on the 7 Series and a pretty good addition to the electric family here at B&W. So obviously it's not going to be for everyone. It is ultra expensive. But I think you get a lot for what you pay for. I think the one thing obviously deficient maybe in comparison to say like Lucid is the range, right? But 300 miles is probably going to be enough for many people. And maybe with new technology coming out with the batteries that B&W is working on, that's going to improve greatly as well. That's it for a quick first look. I said quick, it wasn't quick. This is our look at the i7, and we'll see you at the next video.